years ago, I was a hospice nurse, and I had been in a wreck and was prescribed pain medicine. And even being a nurse, I didn't realize the danger of taking it for a year. So when it was time to quit, I couldn't. And you know, it never occurred to me to ask for help because you don't think that way. Being a hospice nurse, I was around medicine all the time. And so I wouldn't destroy it. I had worked for a medical director that told me to do hospice, you had to clean the boxes out from underneath your own bed, to find out how you felt about death and to deal with those issues. And I did at first until I saw my first child die. So I started shoving boxes back under the bed and never telling anybody I was in trouble. So it was a combination of things, and then my sister was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, and I took care of her the last 5 years of her life. So when she passed away, my drug use had gotten to the point where I didn't care anymore. You know, I really felt like, why was I still here and she wasn't? So I got caught, thank God. And so I had never been in trouble a day in my life, so I was scared to death. It was horrible. And I ended up going to jail for 90 days, had never been near a jail. When I was talking to the lawyers and going through all that, they were like, there's this drug court program, which may help with your sentencing. And they said treatment. And, you know, at that point, my life had blown up. I had lost everything. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I met Mike Lewis. Every time I went to court, he was there, but I didn't realize how drug court worked or why he was there every time, but I just know it. He was always someone that I saw and who smiled at me and was like, we have a way to help you. Every time I went to stand before Judge Brock, even though I wasn't in trouble anymore, I'd shake like a leaf. After I graduated drug court, I stayed 2 years. They were my safe place. You know, they were my support system. They were the people who understood me. I think that's what helped me be successful. These were the people that had saved my life, so I stayed. I had started back to college, and I was majoring in psychology. And you know, a lot of us, as we're going through treatment, we think, well, we'd like to do this for someone else. And so I'd had that thought. Right before I graduated, I had one class that I needed an internship for. So I called Mike and I said, can I come do an internship with you guys? And he said, can you come Monday? And I said, yeah, I'll be up to talk to you Monday. And so I came in and we talked about what that would look like. And he was like, well, how long were you planning on staying? And I said, well, eventually I would like for it to be forever. And he's like, okay, so we'll start now. And that's how it started. So I started off being the case manager for Family Treatment Court while they were developing Safe Baby Courts. One of the hardest things I ever looked at was what I had done to my children. You know, what I did to myself, how I blew up my life. I was like, you know, you did that yourself. But I had always thought that because I was always room mother, never missed a game, you know, that I was still a good mother. And I was in an NA meeting one night and somebody was talking about how selfish we are as parents. And I was thinking, well, that's not me. And so we got to talking about it and I told him, I was like, but I did everything with my children. And he said, but were you thinking about your next drug? I've never cried so much in all my life. It was good and bad. And so I think that's why Safe Baby Court's what I wanted to do. I want parents to see that it can be done, that you can repair that relationship, and that no matter the damage we've done to our children, we can repair it. And with infants, it's critical. Every trauma they suffer puts them behind. Milestones, brain development, it actually changes the structures of their brain. So we need to stop that. So if we can get them back with their parents quickly, that's better for everybody.